care about what's going on with him, because men lead in suicide. They lead in alcoholism. They lead in. You don't care about what's causing this man to crack under all this pressure. You don't care. You still want him to go to work 12 hours a day, come home and make you a romantic dinner, rub your back, rub your feet, and screw you in a way that is just so mind blowing that you can think about this for eternity. This all she want, right? She don't want to hear that a man don't want to just stay with one woman. Listen, I tell him like this. Look, what y'all.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Black Button 91. I think this is a really interesting conversation I want to start having. I've been listening to Priscilla obviously the last few weeks. You guys know I did a video on my other channel, Dark Hearts, but I thought I'd bring this to Little Black Button because I think this is an interesting topic. Okay, today we're going to be talking to you about the fact that women don't care about the needs of men. Women don't care about the needs of men, according to what Priscilla said. And I want to say that this is a very prominent topic because I do believe there is some room for conversation around this aspect. But I also believe there's a lot more nuance that I thought that Priscilla, red pill people, pink pill people, women and men in the realms of YouTube don't want to bring to a table. They don't want to bring the nuance. They don't want to bring a fair-sided, balanced conversation. And here's why. Because they are always exposing the pain points of both men and women to exploit them for financial gain. Now, I want to be very, very clear. I think everybody has an ounce of truth. So it's not even about necessarily checking them for their falsities, but rather it is about putting it into perspective so it can be properly digested, because both men and women are suffering in the dating pool. We're going to talk a little bit more about this. Is it that women do not know the needs of men, or is there a larger conversation to have? Type down below your comments. Let me have your thoughts. But welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. We're gonna get into this video in a second too. We're gonna drop a little intro, and then we're gonna pop into this.
Little Black Book. You know what time it is.
So going back to what Priscilla was kind of saying, let's just play a little bit more of the clip, and then I'm gonna go further back though, right? Because there's a larger body of conversation that she brought to the table. And I want to say once again, I do believe that Priscilla carries some weight of truth. But I think in this conversation, my summary, my conclusion is that women do know the needs of men when they ask. Men know the needs of women when they ask. And this whole conversation puts men and women back in this base level of a beast, and that neither of us can go beyond that or grow beyond that point. And that for me is concerning, because both men and women have the capabilities and the ability to transcend their beastly nature. How do I know that? It's biblical. And so we are able to transcend that nature of just wanting to kill each other or, consume each other in a place of transactional relationships. In fact, we've been put into society which has we've built a society which enables for more relationships to be about love, care, affection, this building a family unit, etc., etc. And those things have come as a result of people fighting hard to keep to build a society that would be inclusive of all. Of course, we know that within that space, not everybody's going to be a part of that society and flourish, because there are going to be winners and losers. And the Bible tells us it's because man has fallen and sinned, and sin has entered the world. But let's play a little bit more of this clip and let's break it down.
Performance to girls. And if you stop doing that and compare men to men, you would get a completely different outcome. But women think that the key is to fix a man to be and perform like a woman. That's why she think they broken. Oh, men are broken. No, you're broken because you're still trying to force this man to be your version of a woman that you like sleeping with, because women only like sleeping with black penis. That's what it is. That's it. They don't like the man. They're trying to take the man out of the male body and reprogram him with female thinking. So it'd be cool if you was 6'5", 6 figures, more than 6 inches worth of Peter Wacker, all that. If you good,
Peter Wacker,
yeah,
right,
Peter.
I want to pause it there, and I'm sorry about the interruption that happened. I want to pause there because I do believe there's some truth to this, right? And it's not just women; it's both men and women. That women want to love men based on their condition or their thought about men. And that's the same thing for men, how they deal with women. And actually, what needs to happen in a healthy dynamic of relationship is the transitional position of each individual to shift and move in accordance with the relationship and the needs of that relationship. Both men and women need to be open to the fact that their point of view is not the only way or the only viewpoint perception. And so what happens for both men and women is that they have to spend time actually amongst each other. The Bible says dwell with women according to knowledge. And so in that space, you can't change a man, you can't change a woman, right? We can't change you. What we grow to do is learn how to actually work with one another and work alongside each other and be able to compromise and complement. And so yes, women will try to love a man and want him to be the girl best friend, but she'll realize as she does that her sexual attraction begins to dwindle. Why? Because polarity is what makes the sexual attraction so powerful, right? When that woman realizes that a man is like her and her best friend, that's not who she wants, right? She loses attraction because of the polarity. And the same with man. A man that wants a home girl and wants a girl that's going to play games and he will get turned off over her eventually because he didn't come here to date one of his boys. And so both men and women do this thing. So when we're talking about this situation, see how the extra information is important. But what she's alluding to is making it as if women and men at a base level are, they only want the opposite sex transactionally. And whilst I do believe there are some people who are like that, definitely, there's a lot of people who are not like that. Let's play on.
Heard that expression. It's a synonym that should be added. Peter, wake up.
Yeah. So if you do all of that, and then you be romantic and bring her flowers. Now, men don't like this romantic stuff. This is all women stuff, right? But you want to force a man to perform for this movie you got in your head. So you want him to come bring you roses. You don't care about what he wants. You don't care about what's going on with him because men lead in suicide. They lead in alcoholism. They lead in. You don't care about what's causing this man to crack under all this pressure. You don't care. You still want him to go to work 12 hours a day, come home and make you a romantic dinner, rub your back, rub your feet, and screw you in a way that is just so mind-blowing that you can think about this for eternity.
Now, I think there are subsets of people or women who will think like this, right? I would call them broken women. Women who have had traumatic experiences growing up, have had childhood trauma, have gone into relationships and been hurt and broken, have gone into situations, are grown up in with a wrong mindset when it comes to the opposite sex, right? They've been distorted in their viewpoint. One thing I know as being a man is that I've dated women that actually did care about my needs, did care about what I wanted, did care about my direction of my goals. Have I dated women that also didn't care about that? Yeah. And it's again about discernment about who you choose. And we have to choose people that are going to actually care about us. That's why I say date people that you actually like. Now, when you date people that don't necessarily like you, they don't care for your particular needs and wants. They don't care for your POV. They don't care that you have those needs that need to be met by them because they're inherently selfish. But those are specific sets of people. They're not everyone.
That's all she want, right? She don't want to hear that a man don't want to just stay with one woman. Listen, I tell them like this. Look, what y'all asking men to do is be your friends. If your favorite candy bar is a Snicker, that mean you just love Snickers. And then somebody come and tell you to be best friends with a Snicker. And that Snicker sitting right across from you. And it start taking this little wrap off, and all you see is some goddamn veins, dark chocolate. It's like, damn, if I just had 1 second, just 1 minute with this damn Snicker. I hear you. Oh, yeah, when you was at the manufacturer. And damn.
Now, what she's talking about, again, is the beast nature of any man. And this is what God is always talking to us about, which is why I said we can elevate, because God tells you can elevate past this. Those are the desires of the flesh where you have one woman already and you want multiple, right? It's a desire of the flesh. And it's something that must be tamed by the spirit of a man. Now, of course, there are men and women who actually do this without God, right? And there are men and women who are faithful, who are monogamous, who love their wives. So it's not just a God thing, but it's an integrity thing. But it starts from healing the broken wound of a heart of an individual, right? We see this biblically that David wanted several women. But actually, when we look at David's background, he was unloved by his father, it seems like, because he was left in the field and his father could not remember he had one more son in the field when they were choosing kings. So seemingly, there might have been some neglect there from David. So actually, his propensity to want to lust was actually a brokenness that he had not fixed. The same with Solomon, who then replied in kind, multiple women, hundreds of women, to say, well, his wives and his concubines. Why? Not because he was just the wisest man on earth, because if he was, he would have realized only one woman would have made sense. But he was the wisest man on earth and still was clouded in his judgment when it came to the women that he actually slept with. Why? Because even him, with all the wisdom in the world, right? There's an understanding that you have to battle and fight your flesh from actually taking you to a place of darkness and surrendering it to yielding your body to the works of the enemy. What does that mean? It means in the sense of that men have to transcend the beast nature, and that with Solomon, he couldn't go past that nature, part of his nature. He had to learn and grow at the very end of his life. But actually, in reality, because he was so wise, people just left him to it. But he actually needed the counsel. He needed the love of his father. He needed the love of his mother. He needed to have seen better role models. He needed to have seen a relationship where they were together, but he didn't get to see that. What he saw was Bathsheba, of course, potentially maybe likes David, or even, because she was a wife of David, but may not have seen that cohesion. And that creates lesions, and that creates gaps, and that creates problems for people. And when they are dating in that space, those wounds can get pressed, and people actually do stuff that they don't want to do. So again, I'm going back to that point. Men love women and women love men. And the reality of the situation is that women do care about the needs of the individual when they are in a relationship with them. Men don't care about women's needs when it doesn't involve them being in a relationship. Women don't care about men's needs when they're not in a relationship either. What both men and women do is they care about each other's needs when they actually like each other in a relationship. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll do a part 2 of this. And make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification uploads. We appreciate you guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know.